Hey friends, what's happening? Hope you all are having an amazing, beautiful day no matter where you are. Maybe it's sunny like it is here in Kansas and you're just enjoying watching the birds flying around and hearing them. I see the bees buzzing around the flowers. Or maybe you're in a place where it's actually a little bit dark, the clouds are covered up and rainy, and you're enjoying an amazing day of rain, getting some exercise done, snuggling up with a book. You can always turn your day around. So whatever it is the weather is there, I am happy that you're joining me here today. And I also want to ask this. I had literally over the past few weeks hundreds of people saying, do a 7-day, do a 10-day challenge, do it here on this page. We want this, we want to follow you. So I have done that. And so this is my gift to you guys and for you inspiring me. I want to share this journey with you. So I tried an experiment today. It didn't kind of go well. Yesterday I said, every time I eat or drink something, I will put it here on Facebook. I think tomorrow I'm just going to do, every time I eat or drink something, I'm actually going to put it on my story so it's not cluttering this up, because I didn't have a lot of people checking in. So I'm just going to talk about now running my day. Running your day means, what's your ideal day? What does it look like to you? Like, you wake up happy. If you have kiddos, your kiddos wake up happy. Nicole, it should say carbage, so I'll go correct that. So carnage, no, it should say carbage, which is carbohydrate garbage. Sorry for the typing. I will change it. Thank you for asking and clarifying. So carbohydrate garbage is what carbage is. It's all those things that we're eating as processed foods, names we can't pronounce, has artificial coloring, artificial flavoring, things that make it shelf label for liable or can stay on the shelf for years and months, or in your freezer for months on end, not whole real food. So things with sugars in it, maltodextrin, any of that stuff is called garbage. It does not have any nutritional value. Remember this, our body's its own pharmacy. It actually takes the foods that we eat and makes our fuel. It makes our hormones, whether it's estrogen, testosterone, progesterone, DHEA, insulin, or anti-inflammatory hormones. All that stuff is done from the foods that we eat. So if you're eating carbage, which is carbohydrate garbage, it probably makes sense. You're not going to get very much energy. Your hormones might be out of balance. Your gut may not even know how to process this garbage. But today I'm going to show you simply what my day looked like today. So again, welcome everybody for joining. Please right now take a moment. Hey Tina, thanks for joining. Thanks Nicole. I want you guys to swipe and share this. I always forget to ask for people to share, but this is what it's meant to do. I literally have had hundreds of people asking me to do this exact same thing. We don't want to go keto. We don't want to drop our carbs down to 20 total carbs. We just want to know how to clean up our mess that we're eating every day. So this is how I ran my day today. So again, thank you guys for joining me. I have this sitting by my bed at night. So when I wake up, either in the middle of the night, which you shouldn't wake up in the middle of the night, but in the morning, I actually drink 16 ounces of water. So I drink 16 ounces of water, then I do my stretching, my meditation, my journaling, all that stuff mid in the morning. And then when I get up, I try to decide how I feel. Am I hungry? If I'm hungry, then I'll go ahead and have my fat coffee. So fat coffee doesn't mean bulletproof. Bulletproof is a brand. I have a functional fat coffee that has, or tea. I'll often do a tea if I want to do that. So that's just putting MCT powder, coconut powder, using my keto cream in my coffee if I'm hungry. If I didn't have a super good night's sleep, but the pain was keeping me up, or my adult children were keeping me up, or the dog next door, then that's when I'll use my ketones, because I need energy. Ketones are straight energy. This is an energy source. It's not a fat loss, weight loss energy source. It's an energy source. So in tired, didn't sleep good, or did a whole bunch the day before, then I am actually going to drink my ketones. So I will have that next. So water first, nat next. Then what I like to do, again, if I'm not hungry, but just, and then I have another thing of water, so another 8 to 12 ounces of water, then I do my electrolytes. So I'm going to do them with you now because I didn't have time this morning. So my electrolytes, I like to mix with about a quarter of a lemon. I like to do it with kind of warm water, body temperature water. Our body absorbs that better. And then I simply add my electrolytes in here. Oftentimes I put an extra teaspoon, that's right, whole teaspoon of sea salt in there. I can kind of tell if I've been sluggish a little bit, I'll put the sea salt in there. If I sweat a lot the day before or just not feeling quite right, I'll put lemon, my Mitoplex with, again, warm water, about 100 degrees, a little bit less. That way my body absorbs it the best. And then I may have my fat coffee. I know I'm kind of making different runs, but that's just kind of what it looks for me. So if you guys can see that, I have my water first. I should have gotten 2 of those out. Let me see if I can grab something here. because I do try to drink out of glass when possible. So I use this for my coffee cup. I am an Army mom, so I have my Engineer Army Mom mug. So I'll have water. If I'm tired, I have my ketones. If I just need a little more spunk, sometimes I'll just do my electrolytes. Then when I'm hungry, I'll do my fat coffee. And then today, because I had PT at 1 o'clock and OT at 2 o'clock, again, I was kind of busy this morning. I think many of you know I had my leg, my right leg amputated 6 weeks ago today. So I had an upper knee amputation, not my total leg, but up to my knees. So you talk about excuses. I could use every excuse to eat the chocolate cake that somebody brought off to my house, or somebody just dropped off subs, and they dropped off. I would go with a chocolate cake every time, but I'm being accountable with you guys. Some cookies over there, so some ice cream in there. So we have some things we normally don't have because we are just blessed that people in our church and neighborhood are helping me get through this cooking period. But for me, I simply just grabbed this thing of mixed cabbage greens. It actually has, it's not organic. Normally I'd say get organic when you can, but it was easy that I could do myself. It has cabbage, lettuce, a little bit of carrots. It has some kale and some green onions and some red cabbage. So I simply did this with a can of tuna, probably still in my trash. No, it's not organic tuna, but oh, my husband took the trash out. So anyway, I put this, and I put some balsamic vinegar and extra virgin olive oil on there, and some sesame seed oil on there. I like sesame seed oil on my cabbage. So it was a super easy dinner. And then tonight, what am I having? Because what are you doing next? Well, I may have a ketone, but again, I haven't had my electrolyte. So I'm actually gonna do my electrolyte as soon as we're off our TV show here. I know it's not a TV show. And then we have leftover green beans, and there's a leftover piece of chicken griller. So this is what I'll have for dinner tonight. I'll put some butter, maybe a little bit of bacon bits on my chicken and green beans to eat when I'm hungry. So 2 meals a day. My snacks are my ketones in the middle, or I may just do some celery juice. You guys know I love my celery juice. This is a whole entire stalk, so 12 or 14 stalks of celery. I use about a half or maybe a third of a lemon, and then about a half a knuckle of ginger. So this is a great adrenal tonic. It is a natural diuretic that's potassium sparing, because we know we don't want to lose potassium. So based on just me being post-surgical, I have a lot of inflammation still happening going on. So this is a great natural diuretic, very, very low carb, still keeps me in ketosis, and it's a great adrenal tonic. So sometimes that picked me up, and somebody asked me, could you put your electrolytes in there? I absolutely can, but I keep my lemon low just so I'm not getting too many fruits in there as well. So this is super, super simple. So Tina, I wouldn't put an apple in there just because if you're trying to stay keto, trying to keep the inflammation down, if it's for a kiddo, then I'd say if you're pregnant, then absolutely put a little bit of apple in there. But you can actually just take a cheese grater and just shred a little bit of apple on there, and that's enough flavor for you. Or put just a quarter in there if you want to. I don't drink this whole thing. I drink about 3 to 4 ounces at a time. It's a cold compressed juicer. I have another video on celery juice, and we've been using it for years. But if you're going to use this whole thing and maybe put a half or fourth of apple in there, I think that would be okay. But normally, I just tell people to keep it out. You could put celery in here. I bought celery. You could put cucumbers in here. You could also put some spinach in here. So if you buy that big thing of spinach and it starts to go bad, stick it in the freezer and then just juice it. You can always recycle that, or you can always saute it. People always get that 2-pound thing of spinach and end up throwing it away. So that's a couple good tips here to have. So I'm going to take a drink of water. So that's how I run my day. I just make sure, I just checked with my husband. He's going to go to the gym tonight and work out, so he will not be home until 8 o'clock. I'm not going to wait that late to eat. I'm going to wait till I'm hungry to eat. So just want to jump in here with you. You guys said, give us a 7-day. Take us through it every single day. Again, we just want to cut out the carbage, which is the carbohydrate garbage, processed sugar, processed meats, eat real whole food. So yes, the green beans were frozen, but they were organic, and the piece of chicken was organic as well. So that's super simple to eat. And then I also, if I get hungry tonight, late at night, like I want to eat here, it's about 4:20, 4:30, so I probably need to eat here probably in the next 30 minutes. I also have homemade bone broth. So you can do the better broth or homemade bone broth. But if I get hungry tonight or I feel like I need to have a little bit of something, I can absolutely have, not this whole jar, I just maybe have a half a cup of bone broth. But normally during the day, I can have a whole cup of bone broth. These are the things I kind of repeat and do, whether it's a beef bone broth or a fish bone broth. I never do a pork bone broth. A chicken, turkey bone broth. You can have that anytime. I have a lot of things over on my YouTube channel, which is Ask Dr. Heather. there, go to categories, and then you'll see different cooking videos. So I want to thank everybody who is joining me today. If I missed your question, I will pop back and answer it. And Nicole, thanks for helping me out with that. And I do want you guys checking in. I am being truthful. I literally had hundreds upon hundreds, like, take us through a 10-day, take us through a 7-day. Let's do this before we reboot, because what's going to happen at day 7 is going to be Sunday, and we're all going to talk about doing a non-food fast where we're still going to get the nutrients inside our body, and that will happen Sunday night. But I want to see who's watching, who's tuning in, who I need to help, who has questions. Margaret, thank you for sharing that. There's another brand that I like to get at Sprouts. I just can't think of the name of it, but Margaret said sharing some organic coast tuna, so I love that. I hope they have a salmon too, because I'll definitely get that. So thank you guys for sharing. Thanks for checking in. Put a post down what you guys are doing. Again, I woke up this morning, I posted my water. Nobody, I mean, I saw some people view it but didn't like it. Maybe I'll do that in a story, but I just want to come through and say, this is what my day looks like. It is very, very simple. So when we start talking about excuses, I could have a whole bunch of excuses where I don't want to waste the chocolate cake somebody put over there. I can put it in the freezer, so if the boys come over, somebody has friends over that wants to eat the carbage, they can have that. But again, my husband did make celery juice for me. I ask usually twice a week we make celery juice, because in a cold compress it stays there 3 days. Last week I said, hey, I need some bone broth, because I'm a volume eater. I like to eat, I like to taste things, but I also know that bone broth is God's Gatorade. So this isn't about limiting yourself. You could eat this whole bag, let me see. So if you were gonna have 1 cup, this is actually 2 carbs for a cup of this stuff, and I'm sure that's coming from the fibers from the purple cabbage and the carrots. So I could eat this whole bag, and this whole bag has got 3.5 servings. Somebody do the math, 3.5. So that's gonna be like 10 carbs for this whole entire bag. So that's why you're gonna eat those volume things, and again, put sesame seed oil on top of it, extra virgin olive oil to get those fats. You could start adding avocado on there and build that base and make more of a Cobb salad. But when people say, well, I don't have time for this, I didn't have time for this, these are super simple ideas. It takes less than 5 minutes to boil some green beans. I've got a great video on the green beans that my family loves. It takes about 2 seconds to open up this lid, and then about a minute to open up some tuna or salmon. And we do like to buy the smoked organic, not the farm salmon, but the other good salmon, and just put that right on top of there, or put leftovers on there. So again, hopefully this helped you get some ideas. I want you all to, when we get done, because we're almost done here, get a piece of paper out, write down your perfect day, what time you're going to wake up, what time you'd like to eat, or when you do get hungry, what you're going to eat, and then what time you're going to work out. And then say at 9 o'clock, I'm going to turn off everything electronic. I'm going to unplug my computer, unplug my phone, as long as your kiddos are home and safe, and I'm going to rest my brain. I'm going to do some gratitude, because this is what we're adding in. Maybe 1 thing or maybe 2 things for gratitude. Just write them down, share them down here if you want to, because that's what makes it super simple. So hopefully you guys can see that in 2 minutes I could have talked this whole thing out, and that would have been really, really simple for us to do. So make sure you share this with someone, because again, I'm getting hundreds of questions. How do you run your day? What does it look like? What do you eat? Are you always 100% organic? The answer is no. I always try to do the best that I can with the circumstances that I'm given. Someone dropped a chocolate cake. Will I eat it? No. Will others enjoy it? Yes, but that's a choice I'm making for me. So I may make a mud cake so I don't feel left out, and I will do that definitely earlier, but knowing my husband won't be home till after 8, I'll probably leave the mud cake for tomorrow. So if you're going to have an indulgence, even if it's a fat bomb, keto bread, keto roll, things like that, keto cupcake, have it in the middle of the afternoon so your body can still run through that extra energy that may, because there's still some carbs that will stimulate insulin and will stimulate glucose. That way you can exercise through it and just earn those few carbs, so you can absolutely have those in the middle. So thank you guys again for joining me. I thank you guys. Tina makes some amazing green beans too. She should show a picture of her green beans and Brussels sprouts down here. Thank you guys for joining me. I'll be checking in with you tomorrow. Have an amazing day. Also know that we do have an Instagram page, of YouTube, and also have a blog that has about 1,000 recipes. The blog I know is not perfect because I run it. I don't have very, very high IT skills. I'm not going to say any. Just simply go over to categories, go to keto food or low carb, or just go to veggies, or go to fish. Fish is all going to be keto, low carb. There's not going to be anything with that's not going to be, and everything should be gluten free on my page. 100% gluten free, 92% dairy free. I should add up again. I will do a better job getting more recipes on there, but with the Delish out there, and they have the amazing videos, a lot of times I just tell people go to Delish because they've got some great keto, low carb, paleo ones there. So again, hello everybody, thanks for joining me. If you know a friend that might enjoy some of this information, or maybe you're jumping on here late and you didn't know that Sunday we started a 7-day eating clean program. Go back and listen to Sunday, Monday, and then today was a little windier, just trying to catch up with everybody and saying, hey, there's only like a few people on here. I know hundreds of people asked me to do this, so check in down below. If you're watching on a replay, put a sunflower down. If you have questions about anything that I mentioned, just drop it down below, and I'll get back with you soon. Have a blessed day.